Hello, so we're going to talk about hitting the reset button. This is one of my favourite simple things that you can do to get yourself back on track. And I talk about getting back on track a lot because, however organised we are, however much of a good routine we establish, we're all human. Things happen all of the time which just knock us off our routine. And we can be really hard on ourselves when that happens. And it can be a trigger for binge eating, eating the wrong foods, throwing the towel in, and all those things, okay? Because we have a period of time when we decide we want to sort of start with a new way of eating. We're really motivated, we're really on it, we're really working hard to do it. And then we're women at the end of the day. Something happens, family, work, hormones, something will upset us, some drama will happen to our homes, families, friends, that we just got no control over, and it throws us off course. So suddenly we've lost our grip on this lovely routine, and we can feel really frustrated by that. And it can be big things, and serious things that can happen that can throw us. It can be much smaller everyday things that can throw us. It really doesn't matter. And it happens to everyone. It happens to us all the time. Okay, it happens to me, it happened to you. And I think it's really important for us to be really honest about this, because I think we sort of have this idea that we have to be perfect, we have to eat perfectly 100% of the time. That's just not true. No, it's just not true. It's just not realistic. And it's not helpful for us to hold ourselves to such a really high standard all the time, because we're just setting ourselves up for failure. So I look at eating, and I sort of hesitate to say dieting, because it's not just only about being on a diet, is it, and losing weight. This eating well makes you feel so much better in so many different ways of your life. And I often think that, weight is a symptom of a bad relationship with food and poor eating habits. It's the relationship and the way we eat that causes the problem. And we're trying to fix that. We're trying to get this nice, balanced way of eating, this healthy diet, this healthy mindset. And, that healthy balance between just going with the flow and not having this regimented way of eating that we have to follow all the time. We're allowed to sort of ebb and flow with life, okay? We live in a world that's very complicated around food. We're constantly being pulled in the direction of foods that are less healthy for us, because that's where people make money and it's convenient and there's lots of good reasons to eat it. It tastes amazing, takes us no time at all, and it's there when we tap a button on our phone. And we're having to sort of work against that to protect our health. Okay, but we're inevitably going to be pulled back. This little dance between where we want to be and the world we live in, and what the opportunities are for us to have an easier route. Okay. But if you think about the normal model of weeks, and we have these good weekends where we're really strict and really good with ourselves, and then we go off a cliff at the weekend, or something happens that throws us off, and we go, it goes out. We have this real up and down situation where it's real all or nothing. We're trying to say, there's going to be curves. We're never going to have this sort of flat line of this consistent eating habit that goes on till we drop dead. That's not going to happen. We're going to have little ups and downs, weekends, holidays, row with our partner, teenagers drive us mad. Maybe that's a bit there. Just one of those days where you're in a bad mood with hormones. We're trying to go from this big up and down to just these little blips that's just a little bit smoother. Okay, so we can roll with the punches a little bit more, right? That's the goal. That's how I think about it. So one of the strategies that I have is to think about this idea of hitting the reset button. What is it that you can do after you've just lost control a little bit for whatever reason? No judgment there. That's the first thing. Don't judge yourself for how you react to whatever's thrown you off course. It's life. It's just normal. Okay, we've got to remember that. But there's a time when we say, okay, crisis over, or I've had enough of it. I want to get back on track. I want to get back to the way of eating that makes me feel better, that's good for my head, that's good for my brain, that's good for my body, that's good for my energy. All right, how do we do that? Well, everyone's different. Again, all goes down to you knowing what you need to do to set you up for a great day. Okay. If you've read my book, there is an exercise in my book. I can't remember the page actually. I'm not prepared for that, but where I go through a situation where I'd struggled for a few weeks, and I learned through journaling what's going on, what's happening, what's throwing me off course, what does a good day look like. And I was able to create a profile of what a good day looked like, but not what a good day looked like in terms of what I ate, what a good day looked like in terms of what I did, okay? And this is what I realised. I realised that a good day for me starts when I wake up and I've had a decent sleep and I'm feeling refreshed. When I've able to get outside, get some exercise, get some fresh air. It doesn't have to be a big session. I'm just talking about maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes walk, bit of time to myself. That really sets me up mentally for a good day, okay? Puts me in control. I'm doing something for myself first before I'm got into that groove of just reacting to what everyone else does, okay? And it also starts when I've had a decent breakfast. So those three things join up for me to set me up to get my motivation and my mood stabilised to carry on and having a good day, okay? So once I started to understand these little things that I could do that just put me in control of my day, I was able to, one, spot the patterns that might send my day off, and two, replicate a good day to get me back on track after I've gone off the rails, okay? So there was a time when I was particularly remembering that I was struggling with my eating and cravings. I was all over the show. You sort of, the day where you wake up and you, oh God, yesterday was awful. I'm going to do better today. And then that day's awful as well. And then you have that cycle that can just go on for ages sometimes. And where it started for me was with no sleep and a couple of bad sleeps. So I was really struggling with my energy. And I was behind on things, and I wasn't on top of stuff. I wasn't having time to eat properly. So I was craving and I just wanted to eat all the time because I wasn't having proper meals. And that sort of builds up over the day. So what I was able to do then was to say, okay, my reset switch is get an early night. Okay, do your best to just sleep when you can. I know it's not an always easy thing to do, just within our power, but we can make a lot of improvements in sleep. And so it was essential for me to get an early night, get to bed early, and do whatever it takes to switch off phones, etc. Just, be really selfish, get that bedtime routine in place, do your best to get a good sleep. Then I had a plan. Before I went to bed, I was going to get up and go for a walk, so my trainers were ready. If I needed a coat because of the weather was going to be dodgy, I had everything ready because I was going to get up, have my coffee, go outside and walk around the block for 20 minutes. I knew I'd planned my food for the next day, so I knew what worked for me breakfast-wise, lunch-wise and dinner-wise. I knew the meals that I would have that would keep me feeling full, so proper filling meals. On those days, those reset days, I'm not on a diet. I'm not making up for overeating the days or the weeks before, because I'm breaking that cycle. So I'm eating filling, nutritious foods that I know I enjoy and I know work for me. And I've planned this out the day before so I know what I'm having. Sometimes, especially if you've been struggling with really erratic eating, it can be a good idea to plan your meal times as well. I found that works quite well on holiday, where you say, I'm not going to have my lunch till 1 o'clock, because sometimes when you're just around food all the time, you can just very easy just to be picky and eating constantly, and then it sort of starts to go downhill again. But planning in meals and meal times so that you just get back into that nice regular pattern of eating, but you're not feeling deprived. That's really important, okay? So you have that planned out the day before. When you decide, I've had enough, I need to get back to where I need to be, you can do the work that you need to do to prepare yourself for the next day. And then you're going to hit that reset switch. It's an early night, it's a walk outside, you've got your meals planned, made even, if you're going to be super organised and ready, and you know what times you're going to have those meals. That's how you get that one decent day under your belt. If you need to do that, that might be enough just to tip you back into your normal pattern. But if you need to do it again the next day and the next day, then you do it until you keep going. So that's what I call hitting the reset button. That's mine. Sleep, exercise, planned out food. Some of my clients, all they needed to hit the reset button was exercise. If they got up in the morning and they did an online yoga class or went for a swim, it's finding what the exercise is for you that really works. It doesn't have to be a run or a walk. It's whatever works for you. But they could hit that reset button where they would just get up, do the workout, get some exercise. And that was enough just to say, right, the day's mine. I feel better. And exercise can be a really, really powerful part of that reset switch because it changes how you feel. It changes your mood. It floods you with chemicals that just make you feel better and make you feel more alive and more motivated. So make sure that exercise is there. Don't just think a reset switch is making 3-pack dinners for the next day. You're going to need a bit more of that to fire up your motivation, to really boost your mood, and it will really boost your energy levels. And if you haven't slept so well, then that can be a really helpful thing to do just to give you that little bit of a pick-me-up. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. That's what your reset button is. Figure out what's yours and then write that down, and remember, as soon as you feel yourself slipping away from your routine, or as soon as you sort of find that life just gets in the way, draw a line under it when you're ready, hit that reset button and pick it up and start again. Hey, I'm still doing it. You just do it as many times as you need to do it, because we're always having to find that balance, get over that little blip of something that's coming of life, find that balance and start again. It's a continuous process. Okay, we're all doing it. We can all do it. See you on the next one.